Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Friday, February 5th, 2016. After launching last month, World of Tanks on PlayStation 4 reached a user base of over 1 million players in just 5 days. Mother 3, the sequel to Earthbound, should be getting a North American release on Nintendo's Virtual Console. XCOM 2 has native Steam controller support. It's always nice to see new stuff being adapted in that way. Smite will see some changes coming. They will be ditching the daily achievement reward system in favor of the old daily login reward system. Trackmania Turbo has a release date of March 25th, and Pokken Tournament has an instructional video on how to play the game, just in case you want to learn how to play it before it releases. It's a fighting game, so it's more about practicing your timing, which you can't really get out of a video, but what you can get is more information. Like right here, on News Cartridge. Yeah. Today's top story is some bad news, as the forums for the popular survival game DayZ have been hacked. Bohemia Interactive issued this statement saying that an investigation of a security breach from about 2 weeks ago has concluded that email addresses as well as encrypted passwords were accessed and downloaded. Users are strongly suggested to change their password as quickly as possible. Even though the passwords obtained were encrypted, it's still a good idea whenever something like this happens. Currently, however, the DayZ forums are down for security maintenance in order to ensure that this does not happen again to minimize the risk in the future. Stay tuned as more details unfold. Did you know that if you make a game, not finish that game, then make a separate game which is that same game but with multiplayer, and then charge people to keep playing that game after both of them have had an initial price tag, you're gonna upset a few people. Godus War was just entered into Steam's Early Access program, and I just want to note that Godus War, the base game, was not done, and has now disappeared from Steam, being consumed by Godus War itself. After a lot of complaints, the microtransaction has been removed from the game. What was this microtransaction, you ask yourself? Well, if you wanted to build on another continent in this game, then you needed to fork over $5 more. In a COD game with building, that's going to add up quick. Now, there are two sides of this. First of all, microtransactions in games with a price tag is very anti-consumer because you have to pay to compete with everyone else who is already spending money on the game. That doesn't make any sense. There's more to it, but for both of us, we don't want to be here all day, so let's move on. Second, both games were in Steam's Early Access program, meaning they weren't finished, and they wanted people to pay more into a game that's not finished. Now, I love early access, don't get me wrong, but it's stuff like this right here that gives early access a bad name. Don't stop doing this. Do you want to edit in Unreal Engine 4 in VR? Is a question very few people have asked each other until now. But even then, not probably until 2017. But yeah, you can do that actually, or at least you could if you had a VR headset. In this video, you can see a user moving around game assets while in a VR environment, which really could change things for game developers. Of course, this isn't going to take off for a while now because VR isn't readily available, or it's not available at all actually yet, but it's nice to know that this technology is already there. Finally this week, in a trailer that plays out more like a movie trailer than a video game trailer, and not just because of the visuals, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is the next game in the series, and it looks amazing. I personally have never played a Mirror's Edge game, so I have no idea what's going on. There will be a closed beta for the game, and you will need an Origin access in order to sign up, but don't worry, those are free. Anybody can go get it. There's a link to that in the description down below, as well as links for resources for all of today's stories. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is set to release on PC, PS4, and Xbox One on May 24th. And believe it or not, for Monday's game releases, because we're off for the next 2 days, I couldn't find any, but enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday. Yay! Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what's a gamer's favorite animal? The Atari Jaguar.